So today we're going to be replacing a broken suspension spring in the rear of this 2006 Focus, and hopefully it all goes smoothly. And anyway, that's what the plan is. So without further ado, we'll get started, and we'll come back once we get a bit further on in the job. Okay, well, we've removed the broken spring. It's kind of like sheared right at this point, so that would have been the way it was designed to be, like so. Obviously it's broken here, and we will fit the new spring after compressing it. There's a lot of safety issues to be taken into consideration when you compress this spring, because the potential energy trapped inside this compressed spring is of sufficient force to certainly remove your head. So maybe we'll do a bit more on safety later. Anyway, we'll move on. Moving on. Hopefully we don't die. Okay, well, we're a bit further forward. It's jacked up. It's on a couple of axle stands. So now we want to remove the wheel and see where it goes. Come on. Damn. Sometimes just seems a bit tight. This one doesn't want to come up. I don't know why. We take our trusty breaker bar and we get it going with that. Okay, there we are. So, here we are, and this is where the spring goes. Obviously we took the broken one out. Look, the axle stands are over there. Security is obviously, what did they say? Safety is the #1 priority. Yes, anyway, so we will keep moving along, and we'll get to the next bit when we go to install a spring, hopefully. Okay, so this is how we're going to insert the spring. This way up. This is the rubber cover that fits in the top of the spring housing at the top there, and it only fits the one way, so it goes on like so. Then we'll compress the spring to smaller dimension, and we'll insert, hopefully. Okay. Right, so the spring is compressed now. Unfortunately, the spring cannot be put into place with a compression clamp still on it. So hopefully, with these strong canvas straps, we're gonna see if we can decompress the spring but still have it retain its compressed size so that we can put it in, and if it works then we can always cut the straps afterwards. I don't have a lot of faith in this idea, but you never know, it might work. We'll soon see. Anyway, we move on. Okay, we're back, and I have to say this is not the safest of things, and this is in fact extremely risky. So, and I'm only doing this because needs must, really. So I wouldn't go anywhere just now, dear. It's off. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, bollocks. Going. You bugger.
You're not doing the other spring.
Oh. Right, let's try and get this in here. Okay, it's hard to see now. This is where we're at, and it's catching on the bottom. Anyway, we'll think of something. We'll get the jack in there, I think. Okay, so here we have it in place now. It's in situ, so at this point it's safe now, because it can't, even if anything was to snap or whatever, you know, it's within the bottom arm and the housing at the top. I used a car jack here to force apart the bottom arm to make it as large as possible to get it in, and that certainly saved me a lot of hassle. So this is the first time I've ever done this job, so be kind in the comments. And anyway, it's just a question of cutting the straps off and reattaching the shock absorber, which I will do next. Okay, so we have, if I can take the camera out of the tripod, right, we have reattached we've removed the jack from here, so the spring is sitting down, and I've still not reattached the shock absorber yet. I'm about to do that next, but what I'm planning on doing is, rather than having to cut these, is to recompress the spring once it's in place, which it's in place now, it's not going anywhere, and maybe be able to untie these, because it looks like I'm going to be needing them again to do the other side, because I'll need to do the other side obviously. And these are fairly strong. You have to make sure that you tie the right kind of knot, I would suppose. Nothing that's going to slip. I mean, I still wouldn't say that it's, generally speaking, safe, but to put it into some sort of perspective, I mean, this is just the one of these is more than strong enough to like tow a car of this mass. So, but anyway, the job continues. Well, the job continues. What do we have now? It's a bit dark in here. I don't even know if you're able to see this, but this is the fix for the bolt that holds in the suspension. It is a 15mm socket for anyone who's interested, and I just give it a little squirt of WD-40 to get it started. And it's going in, yep, and I'll just finish the finish that there, and then once I reattach that, we'll come back. Nearly done now, so there's what I'm talking about. Okay, and then we'll take the retaining straps, or whatever you want to call them, off the coil spring. Right, okay, so that's the job done. Basically the job is done. The arm is, the shock absorber is reattached. The spring is orientated in the right way, because you'll find that it can only be in one sort of direction, and it's back in place, and so the job is done. But it's just a question of reattaching the wheel and taking it down off the jack, and that'll be it completed totally. So this is my first time doing this job, but it seems to have worked. A couple of problems there with the clamps, but apart from that, it is a simple job to do. There is only a question of removing the wheel and removing the bottom bolt of the shock absorber, and then using a jack in between here to force them apart. And that's all it was. The job took me a few hours, but that was just because I was trying to figure out a way of how to keep this thing in a compressed state without it actually removing my head or anything like that. So that's what took most of the time. But anyway, I'll just put the wheel back on, and that'll be the job done.